Greetings folks, welcome to my channel. I am Martin and today in this video I want to show some of the steps that I use to build a mini foam rhino from the Adeptus Astartes 40K. Okay, to start with I use packaging foam, and this is from the meat packets or anything like that, produce, and I save them, wash them up, save them, and that's what I use now. Then I use foam from old egg cartons as well. Toothpicks, and they are used in a variety of ways. I use my wire cutters, scissors for cutting foam. They're actually very useful. And of course, I also use my X-Acto knife. So to build the rhino, I build a hull out of foam, and it's hollow. And what I do then is I add craft sticks in the interior to strengthen the hull. For the sides of the rhino, I have to cut up the sides separately. And then I cut up the details to the sides, as you see here. Those openings, that will form the shape for the side of the hull. Then I cut up some toothpicks for the exhausts, and that's what I'm doing here. And as you can see, the model is quite advanced in this part of the video. I've already scored a lot of the details, and then I've also filed away a lot of the details. Now for the details, I use a pencil and score them in. It makes it a lot easier than trying to build a whole bunch of little pieces. So for the headlights, I cut up little pieces of foam, and then I shape them and just make sure that they're nicely shaped, and then I attach them to the front of the vehicle, and I score any details onto the headlights. I use hot glue primarily as my primary adhesive. You can see me filing one of the hatches there. And the hatches, I use those little dome pieces from the egg carton. They make excellent little hatches. And then I score up the hatches, add any details to them. For the storm bolter, I make it out of foam and little toothpicks. And then, of course, I have to file everything and shape everything up. Polyurethane is a very important step in these models. It hardens the foam and protects it as well. It allows the painting also because you can now dry brush the model. So I add a coat of dark green, and this is just the base coat. Once that's dry, I take some Army Painter Military Shader ink and go over all of the details. The details only. I don't give it like a thorough wash. I just do the details. So this starts to highlight the details on the vehicle. And then I add some chestnut brown as dirt, and I also paint the tracks that way. Now for the wash, I use Army Painter Green, and this is the green ink, and just wash the entire vehicle with the ink, and that really deepens the color of the green. For the tracks, I take some sepia ink, Citadel Seraphim Sepia, and just do it over the visible areas of the track. It gives it a very nice golden brown. It kind of looks like mud. And I do the wheels as well. The wheels are buttons that I cut in half. So then I do a dry brush of a lighter green, and this brings out all of the details. But before I did, there was another step that I missed, and it's take some Army Painter dark shade ink and put it all over the recesses. This really highlights details. Next, I use some old transfer decals, Space Marine transfer decals. They're very old, and I also take some Vallejo texture paste and put it over any bumps that were left behind by the hot glue, and kind of turn them into mud, camouflage them a little bit, turn them into mud. So here I'm putting a decal. This is a Dark Angels decal, and they're a pain in the butt to put on, but I managed to do it with a lot of water, a lot of patience. I use a toothpick and gently transfer the piece onto the foam. And this is after the vehicle has really dried up. But I like the little decals. They give a lot of presentation to the vehicle. So there it is, pretty much finished. All I have to do is put a little polyurethane on the decals themselves to seal them up. Could also use Mod Podge, water down glue. And there is the foam Rhino. I'm gonna add some washers to the bottom of the hull. These metal washers will serve as a weight. And I really enjoy these building projects. They're a lot of fun. And now we have a small scale 40K vehicle that we could use somewhere. And there is the vehicle with some broken up building terrain, some small building terrain that I did a while back. Thank you very much, folks. There will be more 40K projects and more foam projects coming very soon. The next 40K project is a Land Raider.